Hi everybody, I hope everyone's super excited for today. I know everyone here has been like so excited for this to happen. We've all been working really hard to bring this gorgeous new colors to you, and we took a lot of time to think about like how to use these, and we actually put together a paintable set. And then we also have a daily loot for today, so I'm going to talk about what's included for that as I pop it up here on the top of this screen.
First of all, how excited are you to finally have it?
No, it's really great. When we were doing this paintable set and using the colors, amazing experience. Really great to have all these other colors. Like, you wouldn't think that we needed more. And then you like use all these, and I was like, how did I live without these?
I know. I feel the exact same way. I had so much fun doing this. How about you, Mac? So Mackie's not going to be on camera today. She came down with a little bit of a summer cold, and that's kind of like, I'm not de-emphasizing that because she really is not feeling super good, but she's sitting in here with us. Sawyer, you're in here, and Jean, so we're all in here for the paint party, but Ainsley gets the stage, right? So I'm just going to be handing her things. But yeah, I was so excited. Which one? Did you ever determine which one was your absolute favorite?
I think it was Beetle Wing.
Oh my gosh, Beetle Wing. I had a hard time, but you know what? You're going to laugh, but I really felt like, because we have so many metallics, I used this brass on some kitchen knobs, and I fell in love with the brass.
The solid brass.
Oh my gosh, matte brass. And then I was freaking out over Dragonite.
Yeah, Dragonite was really great too.
Yeah. We're gonna introduce all these to you guys though. We're going to introduce how many iridescents? 4 iridescents.
Plus
pearl. Guess what? We have a pearl, so you can mix it with everything. 2 metallics. Tons of new colors, mostly in the blue, purple, and pink range. 2 new neons. And what's these?
Purples.
More purples.
Everybody was asking
more
for.
Purples. Guess what? You guys asked for purples. We have so many purples. You're just gonna be like the giant purple people eater. So, yeah. And oh yeah. So what else is in the? Do you want to hold up the things? Some of the things that are in the loot.
Yes. And just first of all, this loot is already. So everything inside the loot is discounted, plus an extra $50 off. That deal is very limited. There's only 30 of it available. So first 30 people to get it, that's that.
That doesn't mean you can't buy the paint individually.
Correct.
You can buy the only thing that creates the loot
quantities is this paintable
set. Yes. So order away on the paints, but should we say what's in the loot?
Yeah, so we have our paintable pack.
Oh, should we put the screen?
Yeah, let's show you that. Our paintable pack, that shows you most of it, a little bit slightly off screen. That's 70% off, normally $250, that's in there. Our paint set, which is 20% off, normally would be $125. You guys can pick up just the paint set as well for $99.
22 bottles?
Yeah.
22 bottles.
Just for $99 today. You can only get that here in the live shop for a very limited amount of time. Otherwise, you're going to have to go to vintaj.com and you're going to have the higher price point for $125. And then also we have...
I'm sorry, Ainsley. Is the loot up?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
keep that loot up because
love ya.
Purchasing the loot.
And then we have our brush set. So we have the brush here, the silicone, the Bristle, and our fine detail brush. So all of those in there, plus our 2 mats.
And the resin.
And then we also have our resin set that has a bunch of resin in it.
How many, are there 6 resins in there?
Let me see.
In the resin packs?
4 resins.
4 resin packs, that's a lot.
Oh, okay. The silicones are also part of the resin pack. And then they also, in the paint pack, it has a relieving block. And then also the little palette. And then the resin pack also includes more silicone mats, which you can never have enough
like
of those.
$199, isn't it unreal to get everything? I mean, it's like insane.
It's an insane deal.
And only 30 of you can get the loot. But when the loot runs out, you can definitely buy all the paints, or you can buy the paints individually, and you can buy all those other things individually. So how's today gonna go?
We're first going to go through every single color that we have here that we're so excited for you to introduce. And we're just going to kind of do a little swatch for you guys. And then after we go through every single color, we're going to go and we're going to use our paintable set today. And we're going to use some techniques.
So this really is a paint party.
It's all painting today.
Like a super paint party. And Mackie can't talk, so she's going to be giving us little notes on some of the things that she's noticing that you guys might be asking for, or that we could be doing during the live to make your experience today the best. Because we don't do this. How often do we release paints?
Just maybe twice a year.
Maybe.
It's been almost a year, because it was last November that we last introduced paint. And then also, this is the only place you can get it right now. This is pre-order, so these are the very first sets that you guys are gonna get. So it's not gonna go live on the Vintaj website until next week.
And just a reminder,
that's huge.
Yeah, so everybody here gets the very first orders, and we're doing that so that you guys get the very first shipments.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So if you order it today, it's a week before the website. It's available on the website. And are we putting it on the live shop or no? Or we're just having it on here?
It's on the
It'll
live
be on
shop.
the live shop.
It's published.
Live shop.
So everybody who orders either through the live shop or from this live gets the very first bottles of paint that we fill.
Okay, so there are, I'll read this real good.
Oh,
Mackie's
and
doing
just a
super
quick
cute.
note for anybody on YouTube, you can't purchase using our codes today. You'll have to go to either our Facebook to use our Carter system, or you're going to have to go to just our website, which is at the bottom of the screen, vintageliveshop.com.
Oh yeah, and also, we don't want you guys to feel like you can't order if you're having any technical difficulties, although Carter is like doing some really good work lately. But just email Taya. Email Taya at liveshop@vintage.com with your order. If you want the loot and you can't seem to get the cart worked out and you don't want to go to the live shop and you want that personal experience, just say, hey Taya, I want the loot. And she will send you an invoice and you'll get it shipped the same as everybody else. So we just want this to be like a super good experience for everybody. So Ainsley's wearing a necklace that we painted, or Mackie actually painted that as a preview and it sold out. She pre-painted everything. And then I'm also wearing jewelry. All my jewelry is painted with our paints. So except for this one Navajo sterling necklace.
If anybody wants to order,
You'll love it. You're gonna love
the
this.
paint set. If anybody wants to do that, you can go to the live shop, and that's up right now. So if you're impatient to order that because we don't have the code up yet, you can get it that way. So I think Connie was asking. So just vintageliveshop.com, you can order the whole paint set there. It's right on the top of the screen.
Yeah, and the only thing we're going to run out of today, guys, is the paint party pack, which is all the metals. It's this right here. This giant, we'll show you. It's going to be a super fun feature. It's loaded. That's the only thing we're going to run out of. Jean, when you were talking to Doug, did he mention how long it would take to ship?
So I talked to Corian and they said they're all ready to go. So it should only take a couple days to fill these first orders.
It's really great.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was on Black Friday. I remember the last intro we did was on Black Friday and we were so backlogged, but we are so prepared this time and we delayed the intro because we didn't want you guys to wait that long. So something that we just are talking about right now is, Ainsley, what do you think if we do this? Because the loot's going to be so popular, if you guys are okay with a few replacements in the loot for the paintable pack for these, if you're okay with a few of those replacements, we can do a second product called Loot 2, and it would
Right.
just have some replacements in it, but
Right.
we promise you there would be enough of the really great
There's
focals.
very few that can't do more.
Right.
So
We would
keep
just want to
taking
make
orders.
everybody feel happy
Yeah.
today. So like we may, if they sell out, we may make a few more available with some replacements. We just want you all to have a really good experience. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Doesn't Ainsley look gorgeous today?
I can't see me. I'm looking over right now.
There.
Oh, here's the thing. What I thought when I saw your eye makeup today is that it's like shimmer,
Yeah.
right? Like
It looks
like the
matte brass.
It
It
looks
does,
like you
yeah.
did Wendy's favorite color.
Yeah. It's the whole, so if you guys want matte brass, it's the whole color
I'll
of
hold it up closer for them.
Ainsley's eyeshadow.
That's the brass.
The matte brass.
But don't
You
use
guys
it on
are gonna
your
freak
eyes,
out
guys.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't-
Not
Look at
safe for
that.
skin. Not tested on
Poor
Oh my
skin.
Wendy.
gosh, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah,
to
I think
fly?
we're
What do
ready
you
to
think?
go.
Okay, well we can keep most of this in screen.
I'm
And
sure
then-
everybody's mad at us for
Oh, here, let's
blabbing
turn-
because
we'll
they
turn
want
it
to
around.
see it already.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this around for Ainsley so you guys can keep some of these vibrant colors at your top of your screen while she is doing. Oh, and look at this. This is a lot of the colors in one big giant canvas. Look at those.
How
Oh, the
much fun
shimmer.
did you guys have painting the samples? Because it was
Oh, it was
the three of
phenomenal.
us did them, and they're just like amazing
It was
combinations.
so great. Okay, so Ainsley, you're gonna need enough room. You want me to move these, and then you move
Yeah,
your mat where
let's
you
move
want
the
them,
mat
and then
up.
I'll move this back later. All right.
We can have part of that on screen.
Okay.
Because I don't need a massive spot as
All
long
right.
as we can get this
Well,
mostly
we'll
in the
do
center
this.
here.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay. And then I'll put a couple of these in the corner. Mackie's helping.
Yeah, I told your mom.
All right, so what we're gonna keep on the screen the whole time is the loot. Sawyer's gonna keep track of the quantities and see if we're at risk of going lower, and if so, he will create loot 2. And then what we're gonna do is make sure. Oh yeah, Mackie's just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and just let those spill over.
Don't worry about me, you guys
She's the
keep going.
queen of staging.
Oh, Shirley makes the most beautiful layouts on the screen.
Aw, thanks.
Love it.
And at first, don't you think we're just gonna
Just gonna zoom in a little
zoom
bit.
in and
Yeah.
swipe over those? So I would say
So.
let's really watch this.
Yeah, go close and I'll make
There
it
we go.
based on what you
So-
guys want.
And then we'll back
A
up.
little bit about
Perfect. That's perfect.
the metallics is that they are super pigmented like the scarab wing. So they're not like
This one.
they're not super sheer like the iridescents.
water.
A lot of really gorgeous dense pigment in them.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody have like a first one that they want to see?
What are you guys the most excited to see out of the colors? I don't know that everybody knows the color list.
Probably
Probably-
don't know it.
Show the bottle as we're doing it too, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
for sure. That's what
absolutely.
we're gonna do. There's this. I'm gonna put this up over here.
I feel like we should start with our iridescents since they're just like our ultimate addition to everything. They go on top of
Then
everything.
you're gonna keep them in suspense. Keep the pigments.
Ooh, Peggy
I'm
says
just
purple,
shaking
so we
it,
have
right?
A few purples.
Well,
Oh,
maybe
they want
we'll
purple?
Do maybe we'll do the
Griffin
purple iridescent. Let's see, what is this?
There isn't,
There
I mean
isn't-
blue.
because we already have one.
Blue iridescent.
Well, we can do the purples. So
Okay.
do a
Oh,
few purples.
the blues, beetle and purple.
So you can grab the one dragonfly one that changes color too into purple.
Oh.
That one is the craziest color changing
Let's help
one.
Ainsley
Yeah, do you
shape.
want to
Yep.
shake that one up?
I got these.
So we're just shaking these up to mix them up so that the paint comes out properly.
Start with this one,
They
Ames.
have little shaker balls in there.
Start
so
with
that-
the what's
Okay, yeah,
that?
guys,
Which
look
one?
at this one. This is dragonfly wing, so it looks blue, but also look at that. It's purple. It's both. It's a duo tone, super awesome
This
color.
is our first. This is our first duo. That's gonna be the very beginning of the bitone. Just go ahead and spill that baby out.
Yeah, just give them lots.
Yeah, we can just wipe it
Do
off.
you need a poker
Poker.
behind you?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, probably. It's a little locked up.
Can we answer Ellen's question?
Oh.
Yes. What is it?
Everything that comes in the loot.
And then we just clear the tip with a cute little eye pin or head pin, and it clears it out. That happens because our paint has a resinous base, so it will lock up in that nozzle there, but the rest of the paint is perfectly fine, so it seals up even if you leave your paint out, and it will never dry out your paint.
I never put my caps back on.
Yeah.
After I take them out. Isn't that terrible?
So
Oh my
look
gosh,
at
I can't
that. Look at that just on the brush. And you can see like how it's that multicolor goodness. And I'm just gonna do a quick little wipe over top of here.
That is crazy how it turns like
It turns way more purple
purple.
once you put it on.
okay,
yeah.
and then when we're done with that, let's take this little pin and go quickly. Let's take this little pin and
Pull it off.
pull it off to the side because it won't take long to dry, but look at that.
That's so gorgeous already.
Oh, okay, and I'll line up. I'm gonna line stage so you don't have to think of it, Ames.
Look at that as it goes off.
Do you want me to get you one without ribbon for that?
Yeah, that would be helpful. So I don't have to worry about dipping it in.
Cute though.
Here,
Okay, should we go in with like,
this will be quicker.
Thank you.
should we go in with a matte purple? I mean like a basic color purple instead of an iridescent? Let's do that.
Sure, let's
Are
do
you
that.
giving swatches?
They're right there.
I'm saying like, are you gonna remove that and do the next color?
Yeah.
Should we
Yeah,
move it
you
every?
should.
Yeah.
Okay,
we're gonna
can we
remove
get
it every
more
time.
paper towels then?
Yeah.
One of those Clorox wipes.
Wait, I have this so far.
This one's fine
You
so
good?
far.
Okay.
Okay, next up.
Purple jade, guys.
It's almost black. Doesn't it look almost black?
It does.
It's very. Someone said
Oh, let me
described
clear the
it
tips
as
for you, too.
aubergine, which is a very
Oh.
pretty color,
Yeah.
like eggplanty.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Ames, I'm gonna shake and clear tips for you.
Thank you.
That is just a crazy deep, like almost eggplanty, right, Mac or Jean?
Yes.
I'm just making sure my brush is dry. I wiped it off and cleaned it off. Look at that. You can kind of see that like reddish undertone to that purple. This would be a really great nail color. Ooh, look at that as it goes on there.
Mooncat, eat your heart out.
I think I have a dark purple. I almost did it.
You have a dark purple mooncat?
No, not Mooncat, but
Oh yeah. Okay, let's look at, whoa, that one, okay, it almost looks black, but you can
It's
see.
way more purple for us. So maybe if I move this down.
you
Oh
can
yeah, you can see better. So
Yeah.
if you look in the corner here, that is the most accurate of what it looks like to us.
Yeah, that's such a deep, deep, deep purple. Okay, now we're gonna move on to, and I'm gonna prep your brushes and everything. Okay, now we're gonna move on to this one. I love this one.
This is purple fluorite.
oh, Mackie.
What?
Peggy just commented, said Mooncat has their autumn line coming in Friday.
Gosh dang it.
Hey, that'll be, ooh, I love this one.
When we start doing the iridescents,
I got it.
Oh, you got it.
I'll
Oh,
prep
sorry.
I'll prep them for you, honey.
I didn't realize. Thank
so when we
you.
start doing the iridescents, this has one of each
Oh,
on top of
great.
it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Look at
Thank
that.
you, Jean. That's gonna be super
And they get a
awesome.
sneak peek of the
Yeah.
content that we'll publish next week.
Okay, so this is not an iridescent. This is that rich of a purple. So gorgeous. Purple
is as
jade.
purpley as you can get.
fluorite.
Is there a?
It's even more true purple than our like.
Yeah. What you looking for, Doodle?
Nothing. I'm just gonna get.
Everybody
rid of,
gets
see if I
to
can
see
get
ya.
rid of the shine.
Thank you.
Is that changing the color?
I'm just trying to see which one's better.
Okay.
Don't you guys?
I
worry
like
about
the
it.
That's
bright.
perfect right
the
there.
bright's great. That looks awesome. Okay.
And then
so
I'm gonna pull this guy off.
do we want to stay with the purples? Let's stay with all the purples.
Yeah, just do them all the
Yeah.
colors,
Yep.
families at once.
Okay, and we can show these and talk about these properties, and we don't have, since it's the same color. This is the versions in the stain. Okay.
Which those were really great for toning.
Oh, to show them the stains.
Yes.
So these are
Oh my
those
gosh,
same
you gotta talk
colors
about
in
the
the
one,
stains.
Jean.
So
This piece that you did.
lemon elderberry.
You need to show that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And tell 'em
we
what you
will
did there.
when we do the paint back.
But yeah, but like
we'll demo
just,
these.
Like it's the most perfect antiquing,
purple.
right? It's the elderberry.
Elderberry.
Crazy in the
I
stain.
know. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show this. This is
Like
gonna be a
over
beautiful,
shimmer too. Crazy.
yeah, beautiful piece. Okay. So those are the stain versions of purple fluorite and purple jade. All right, so the next one, woohoo, okay, we're gonna go with purple again, but this one is gonna be the darker, and it's gonna be an, what do we call those? A shimmer? What do we call
Like a
them?
metallic.
It's
It's
almost like a metallic
metallic.
shimmer.
any of our wings are like,
Yeah,
They're a metallic.
Scarab
considered
wing.
metallic.
Yeah.
But are you doing the griffin wing?
Yes.
Oh, it is so
We forgot
pigmented.
to, here.
this
is it
one's
okay?
this one's good.
Okay, good.
So we call it, the reason we call it a metallic is because it's not sheer. It's just
put
as
those lids back
it's
on for
just
you.
as dense as any of our metallic colors.
Oh, I'm slacking, Ainsley. I gotta get. Dang, I'm like looking at the colors and I'm like, oh no.
Next colorings, can you put it a little closer to the medallion?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, you can see it, but it's better if you just...
you're right.
And
Right next to it.
Don't feel afraid to use a lot of paint squirting out so we can see.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, see the whole puddle?
Yeah. Just next time,
My
it's fine.
gosh, what's in this one is the
Griffin
Griffin
wing.
wing. Unreal. Look, that goes on with a really, Jean, is that what you were talking about as how pigmented
Yes.
our colored metallics are?
Yeah, they're just super, you just one coat and let it dry and it's everything that you need.
Okay.
Just like the scarab wing.
Yeah. So the next one is Fairy Wing.
Becky says, has my set hit the mail yet?
I
know.
know.
Isn't it exciting?
Tell her she can drive to Galena and get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Road trip.
True. If you want it earlier, drive to Galena. This one I can't wait for.
This is fairy wing.
Oh yeah, just even higher. Oh. What is that about? That is so satisfying. And this one is just has a little
Look at
more
that.
of the cool tones.
And it's a little lighter and softer.
Yeah, that was nice position, aims, and amount.
Yeah. You know, you don't notice, so all these purples, so far for the purples, including that two-tone blue purple, we have 7. So really there's 6 purples, including the 2 stain versions. But you don't think you need all those purples, but they change with mixing. It's crazy. Okay, that one is gorgeous and done. We have so many colored metallics. And the next one, woohoo, we're gonna move into blues now. Oh, when I was talking about my favorites, I think I forgot this one.
The mermaid fin.
That is
So
after the matte brass. Oh, here, I forgot to clear the tip on that. But I'll let you clear the tip if you want. After the matte brass and the dragon's eye, I think mermaid fin is my favorite after that. Oh my gosh, that kind
you
of
guys
looks
have
like
any
the tips of
favorites
your
yet
nails.
from seeing the colors on screen? What are you most excited to try first? I'm curious. For anybody watching.
Look at that. I like looking at the little puddle and how it like swirls in there with those metallics.
Lori said she's gonna go steal the gallons of paint for herself.
No, Mackie said that.
Oh, Mackie said that? Wait, Lori, where's Lori's?
I said
Oh,
multiple.
Lori. Yes, to Lori.
They're gonna create a
Meet you
paper.
there.
This one's one of my favorites that's on right now.
That's equal with matte brass and dragon's
I
dragon's
think
eye
this
for
one
me.
actually
This
is
one's
my favorite.
amazing.
I'm
It's
gonna use this one like
every day.
absurdly too much.
Every day, all day long.
What's really like when we get into the later demos, how these layer is just unreal.
Yes, that's like the best part. Like the color is amazing by themselves, obviously, but like then you like get into using them and mixing them, and it just like takes everything to like next level.
You know what? You want to pull that over and just show them the purples. Oh wait, let's do this one and then we'll show them the purples and blues
Okay.
all lined up. How they're drying.
This is the one that I said was my favorite.
It's incredible. This is like, to me, the companion to the scarab wing, which is Peggy's
Yep.
favorite.
This is beetle wing.
The beetle wing is as vibrant. You could put more paint on there, because just to really see how, and do that swirl thing. I love how you did that. Awesome. I get it ready and I forget to bring it over to you.
You put it on the opposite side of where I am.
I know. I'll put it closer.
Look at that little swirl, and on the brush, amazing.
You can see, oh yeah, look at that.
This one's also extremely, extremely overpowering in the same way that
Beetle wing, or scarab.
Scarab Wing is. It has that like same quality to it.
You guys will definitely
won't
want to
need
get
even
the
a ton.
glue just so you can play, because we're going to be doing resin over these as well today.
Yeah, it gives you
This
a
is
really
so
great
pigmented.
amount of things to experiment on.
Okay, so if we pull this up to pull that to the bottom, then we can pull all the blues and purples and they can see how they're drying, which will be kind of fun. You can either do that or you could take your phone, but maybe just pull the sheet.
Can we get a new Clorox?
Yep. Can I have the lid? All right, perfect. Not that we mind ever crossing over, because we only clean the sheets like this for you guys.
I know.
Because we never clean them.
But that, I mean,
No,
this
it's
really
just in
is
the
way
entrance
to do
of
it.
today.
It
It
is.
is the way to do it, because then you don't have to scrub them.
Now you can really see.
They stay clean.
Oh, wow. You really can see the differences in them now. That eggplant is
this
out
is
of
the
control.
before.
Great.
And these are all their afters.
That was a good view.
Yeah, I love how they're drying too.
That's all the purples and blues.
Yeah, that's all the purples and blues. Aside, we do have an iridescent blue.
Well, and the
So-
dragonfly wing, is that in there already, the color changing one?
Yep,
That
it
one's already in
is.
there?
Yes, and I love that so much. All right, shall we move on to
Oh, yeah, that was that
pinks?
first one.
Let's do the two pinks.
Okay. Two pinks. Let's start with our butterfly wing.
Hey, Sawyer, can
Yeah.
you look at this one for me? And I think this demo bottle is a little overfilled and I can't get it to mix. So if you could squirt out some and get it ready for us, that would be great. Oh, it's in here.
Oh, you might want to shake that one out a little bit. It's a little extra blue.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that was from the scare wing.
Yeah.
Wow, that one was.
It's the beetle wing.
Or be a beetle wing. See, I get them mixed up. They're so similar in potency. That's probably a good word for it, is potency.
Look at that.
You could even take off the lid
It's our butterfly
and
wing.
pour some out.
So Cindy, we don't have a picture of the loot, but there is a
We can
comment
say it
here
again. We'll talk about it again real
Yeah.
quick.
of what comes in it.
So, Jean, can you do a list with the links to the live shop that include the loot?
What's that?
Just do a comment that includes all the things included in the loot. So it'd be the resin pack, the brush pack, the paintable pack, and the mega paint kit. Right? So those 4 things come in the loot for $199. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Soy. Whoa, that is like such a beautiful,
It's
like-
very nice and subtle.
yeah.
But it's
you could keep
so,
layering.
Oh, you definitely can.
Yeah.
But it'll be
This
gorgeous.
one's not so subtle. And that's why we called it butterfly wing, because that's like that translucent,
Yes.
iridescent type.
Then this is our phoenix wing.
And yeah, the phoenix, because that would be way more. This one we overfilled, so Ainsley's, there you go, perfect. So Ainsley's gonna have to play with it a little bit. There you go. Get that dried off for you. I'm slacking. Like I said, I'm probably the worst person to be sitting here.
She's gonna get fired if she ever had to be assistant.
It's just because
That's why she's the boss, guys.
I'm staring. I'm staring at all the paint colors because this might be.
Wow.
I know Jean got to do
I
this.
love this one.
I know Jean got to do this, but this might be the first time I've seen them just go on plain because I
yeah.
layered.
Yeah,
You
I
did
didn't
it for
do.
the
I
blog,
didn't
right,
even
Jean?
do anything plain yet either.
Yeah, I
Oh
did.
my
This one's another one that's super pigmented.
I would say this is probably just like this, just equal in potency to the scare wing,
Yes.
the beetle wing, and phoenix wing are equal in potency. For sure.
Look at that color though. Amazing.
Oh my gosh, here's 2 of my favorites. Can't wait for this. Oh, this one. This one you won't know how much you are in love with it until you actually get it.
Sorry, I knocked your owl over.
Mackie, if you want to put the maiden over there, she has the mermaid fin and the matte brass.
This?
Yep. Because she was silver to start with.
No, she was gold.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oops, that's
Wait, let
upside
me
down.
see. Are you serious?
Yeah,
okay,
look
never
at,
mind
she's
then.
right there.
Never mind. That's not accurate than what I said.
Okay.
Good callings.
I've worked with her enough.
I know. She's so pretty. 2 of those. There's 2 of her in the pack. Okay, so we're doing matte brass right now. And you're zooming through these really well. Oh.
This has matte brass in the.
Oh yeah, in that. So matte brass, you're probably wondering how different matte brass is than Victorian gold.
Majorly.
So the Victorian gold has much more of those red, has a reddish tone. Much more red in
Yeah.
the Victorian gold, and this one is very brassy, but it's like our brass, our rub. What do we call it?
Solid brass.
Solid brass.
solid brass or raw brass is
Yeah, raw brass, solid brass. This
accurate.
is like,
This one's amazing just because it can transform your stuff so much.
oh yeah.
And then you can match it to whatever you want to.
Okay, now this next one is coming up, is kind of a companion to our antique copper, but this has very red tones for the dragon's eye. It's really fiery and brilliant. And Maggie has a little corner of it up there on the bird. And it's just on fire. It's like copper, it's like antique copper on
Oh my
fire.
gosh. It's running away from me.
Like super flamed antique copper.
Our dragon's eye.
Dragon's eye. And that was super
Gorgeous.
accurate. I think you named that one, didn't you, Jean?
Yep.
Yeah, and
Well,
I'm like,
it was kind of
It was a group kind of
group
deal.
effort.
so when we developed all these colors, we made sure that they weren't, that they were complementary and similar to complementary in the fact that they're mixing, similar mixing, however, filling the void of what we needed in colors. Oh my.
That one's so nuts.
That's why I was saying that one, matte brass and mermaid fin. My favorite. But you know what? You start out with favorites and then you end up gravitating towards the different ones.
And I'm gonna make Mom do a revamped raku.
Oh wait,
With
did you see the feather she did?
That and the pink.
I did it in the
She
feather.
did it. Look at the feather piece.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did it. It's
or
like
plumed leaf, or
it's
whatever
more
you wanna
of
call
like
it.
your
Yeah, that's really good.
fire.
It looks like a copper,
When
you know,
yeah, like
torch
when
on it.
when the
Copper
raku
torch.
is as bright as it can get.
Yeah. Okay, Ainsley, I really, really loved that one. Fantastic.
Are we doing oranges next? Or
I
greens?
think we're going to, so the neon colors, we have the two neons, so I think we're just gonna do the version, the stain version of those.
They're really great for mixing with this set, which I was saying that when we were doing the samples, most of those samples you see there have a little bit of neon in them. Like that leaf Mackie's laying out.
Yes.
Has the green in it, or
We're
they're
doing the
really good
stains.
for just adding depth.
Yeah, we're just gonna pour the stains right on top of the coin. And this is, we don't even have to do the coral, cause that's done. And we're just gonna do the green. We're gonna do the day glow green. And so, basically, we use the neons for mixing in this intro. Oh, look at that. My gosh, it's like the greenest spring green you could imagine.
And this is our stains. So remember,
Yeah.
this is a thinner body. We also have our paints. So it goes on slightly differently.
That's perfect. That looks gorgeous. So we will cover the neons a little more when we get to the mixing portion and the paint party portion where we're doing all those mixing parts. Awesome. And then we have, the pearl's probably not going to show up, but as much. But we'll cover this more with the mixing too. Okay, so the next one is pearl, which, oh my gosh, I ended up going to this one all the time when I painted my pieces.
Do you want me to pour it directly on or just stroke over with the brush?
You know what? Let's pour the iridescents on and then spread it out with the brush. Because that's what I end up, that's what I end up, go ahead and put more on. Just load it, let it pour off even if you want. There you go. So this pearl is a true pearl and it is amazing for mixing.
Right. If that is still wet, if the green is still wet, you should show how you did that.
Pouring it over. Well, we're gonna do it in the
You did
paint
that
party
mix.
portion.
Yeah, but remember how you were taking
Yes.
the neons with the pearl and making
I just
like
did the neon
pearls?
green and the pearl and it was
So pretty.
it was
This?
that
This?
The big giant
Is
piece.
that one mixed? Cause the pearl has more pigment than that.
Yeah, right there is neon green and pearl mixed and dragon's eye as a complement. Now remember, these are your effects. They're not going to be a highly pigmented.
The pearl should be, I wonder if that's.
There you go.
There, yeah.
I probably didn't shake it up enough. You could just wipe it off. Wipe it off and start over. So remember, ladies, when you get these, I think it's just the angle of the camera, Jean. It's fine.
Okay,
We're gonna
yeah.
cover the pearls way more, or the iridescents way more.
Just to let you know, the pearl is pigmented.
It's pigmented, but it's
Yes.
not highly pigmented like the rest. So it is very similar to this. You'll want to put a couple of these, a couple of layers of the iridescents if you're only using iridescent over your natural brass. So before we start on these final 4 iridescents, do you want to show this lineup?
Oh, sure, yeah.
You guys. So this is just a portion of them.
So there are 22 colors in the set.
Yes. And then we have our final 4 coming up, and the final 4 are what, Ains?
Iridescents, which you all begged for.
Yes,
We heard your begging.
We brought 4 iridescents. And I'm gonna clear the tips for her. And Mackie's saying we should start out with my favorite iridescent, is the iridescent peach.
Oh, it's so.
Do we have
so
examples of those, or I don't know? If
They're
we
all
do.
mixed in.
They're kind of mixed in over top of things.
Okay.
Yeah,
This one has a lot of it in there.
yeah, it does. A ton of it.
I'll just put that one on screen.
Thank you. And I just pour those right on. That's what I would do. You can pour it off and on. And
We'll
off.
do one example off and one example on.
Give her that dry brush.
I know, my gosh. I'm telling you, ADHD in full effect today.
That's more
Oh.
like what the pearl will be like that, just with no coral.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what? So when we got our sample, when we made our sample bottles, it's not always as accurate as the filling machines are. And so our proportions were slightly off, but this is almost exactly what you'll get.
Just your demo bottle.
Just the
because-
iridescent demo bottle was
Yeah.
off on the pearls. It will be a little more pigmented for
Just
sure.
on pearl.
Just on pearl. The rest are very similar. And the neons. They're gonna add.
That's very
That's
accurate.
perfect.
What Ian said
Perfectly
just
accurate. The pearl is just white of that.
Yep.
Okay. Now the next one you've picked is let's do the
More
blue.
paper towels.
Yeah. Let's do the iridescent blue next.
And we do have 2 different blue iridescents. We have our iridescent blue and then an iridescent aqua. So you'll have to look out for the difference in those.
And we can see them when we pull off that.
You'll definitely be able to tell.
So
'Cause
you
look
can
at that's
really
more
see it
of a
on the
true
outlines,
blue.
can't you?
Yes, because you can see this is more of a true blue color, and then the aqua one's gonna be more tealish. Look at that.
Yes, you can really see it. Now, ladies, these are not available to purchase individually for another, what, week or 2.
Yeah.
And the $199 together is our paintable set, our all of our paints, our resin pack that has a matte, resin, silicone brushes, and our
4 bottles of resin.
paintbrush pack, which has 2 different kinds of paintbrushes, bristle and detail, more silicone mats, relieving block, and a color palette to put your colors inside of.
I forgot to put this guy up. Oh, somebody had fun playing with that. Alrighty, now, should we do the aqua just to show the difference?
Yeah, let's do that immediately after.
That'll be good. Okay, here's this. Yeah, you can really see the lighter tones in that, can't you?
Yeah.
It's kind
And
of
look
a
at
really,
it as it swirls around. It's a very different blue color than the last.
it's a really light, it's much more similar to your mermaid
And
fin.
yes.
But it's more iridescent than metallic. Oh, you can really see the aqua in that, can't you? And once it starts drying, you'll see how it settles down around the edges of your pieces. That's one of the things I love so much about our paints is how viscous they are. So they settle so nicely in all of your pieces. Okay.
Is this our last one?
This is our very last one, and then we're gonna have our paint party.
Iridescent gold.
Did you already show showed the brass earlier, huh?
Yeah, you missed
This
it.
one I'm just gonna
You
show
were
it painted
helping.
on this time.
Comments or something.
You were helping.
Since we showed it dropped on.
This iridescent gold is just such a stunning shimmer, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Oh man. I love the peach. I love the gold. I love the aqua. I love the blue. I can't even get over them.
So after she's done with that, show them this that has
Oh yes,
all of them.
has all of them. Do you know which is which, but it's just all combined?
It's just all like I just sectioned it. So that's dry over copper.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can see the teal here. You can see the blue there, and then the gold here, and then you can see little
peach on the
hits of the
outsides.
peaches over here and over here.
Gosh.
It's amazing.
I love mixing them all. It's almost like an aurora borealis effect when you put all of them together.
Oh, for sure.
You could make a whole piece in aurora borealis. Look how dominant that that phoenix wing is.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's super strong.
Okay, so should we do the run through and show how they're all drying?
Yes,
Now,
let's do
granted,
that.
you just put on the iridescents, so you'll see
Yeah, the
these
iridescents
in
are
process.
still drying.
But as
If you
can
do
see,
thinner coats, they will dry much faster. But these are all thicker coats.
and for this, I think I'm gonna back out a little bit, Ains.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
we can just keep it there, and you can just kind of do a real quick recap.
There, they can see that.
A real quick recap of what they are. All right, so I'm gonna test your skills.
Dragonfly wing. This is the jade. I don't remember the first word of the jade. What's becomes before jade? Is it purple jade?
Yeah, purple jade.
Okay, purple jade. This is
Blue. Is it the?
it's the purple fluorite, yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the griffin wing. This is the dragonfly wing. No,
Fairy
wing. This is the mermaid fin. This is the beetle wing. This is the butterfly wing.
Phoenix wing.
Phoenix wing.
Matte brass.
Matte brass.
Dragon's eye.
Dragon's eye. The coral in the stain.
Oh wait, opposite. That's coral. That's whoa. Look
No,
how
no, no.
similar
This
those
is-
are.
This is dragon's eye. This
You're
is
right.
coral. This is the Dayglow coral.
Wow, look how similar
And
they
this
are.
is the
isn't
Dayglow
it?
green.
Stain, yeah.
This is the pearl, which will look better once it's
Oh, you
a
know
better
what?
bottle.
Here, let's do this while we're sitting here.
This
Keep
is the
going, keep
iridescent
going.
peach, iridescent blue, iridescent aqua, and iridescent gold.
I'm looking for the pearl. Is that right here? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pour a little more on just so they can see what they're gonna get. There we go. That'll be more indicative of what it is. Do you want to fix that, Ainsley? Maybe you swirled around with the back of your brush.
Do you want to hand me? Actually, I can grab it. It's right here. I just want to give that some space so I don't accidentally get it on there.
There we go. Great. Okay, and then we're to the iridescents.
Yeah, I said them all.
Oh, you did already while we were doing the pearl?
Yes. Iridescent peach, iridescent blue, iridescent aqua, iridescent gold.
The blue has a little bit of the cooler purple tones
Yes,
too, doesn't it?
it does.
Oh, and love. So, what do you think, Ainsley? Are we ready to answer some questions? I'm still only
think
counting
so.
18 paints. No, it's okay. It's because show them these. There's stained versions of the iridescents, and there's stained versions of the let me find
You
them.
don't mean
Of the
iridescent.
purples.
Yeah,
Not the iridescent.
The
So
solid
Neons.
So all our solid
The
colors.
neons.
So our neons and our just plain paint purples have stained colors.
Yes.
Yeah, show them the extra 4 all at once.
Here's all the extra 4. There's 18 colors and 4 stains. That's
Yeah,
22.
18 paints.
18
4 stains,
paints.
That's so 22
Yeah.
bottles total. So we're all right.
Everybody's right.
And we didn't use a heat tool at all. But you can use a heat tool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you don't need to, because look, they're almost all like dry, and you like layered them
Yeah,
up.
those were pooled on there majorly.
Awesome. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? Can you use a heat tool?
We answered that one.
Gotcha. You'll have to consider buying today's new. Okay, that was Mackie. Ladies, what does that say? Can you go down, go up? It says ladies use something. Next one, there. You've outdone yourselves. These are absolutely beautiful. Oh, thank you, Chris. Well, I'll tell you what. We worked, Jean, you should get in here too.
I'm just trying to find my swatch.
So I'm gonna switch places, and I'm gonna have Jean sit in here because I want Jean to tell you. I know we're gonna do a paint party right now with all of these, but before we do that, we can take a little breather, and I'm gonna put Jean in here, and I want Jean to kind of talk about like the inspiration behind the palette, because Jean is a super driving force for color. She is not only is she an owner of the company, but she is the art director, which is like, that's so funny. She wears 15 million hats, but she's very, very involved in the palette that you get. So she's, like I said, driving force. Here she is. I'll let her talk about the inspiration.
Oh, wait.
No, you stay there.
I have to stay. Dang it. I was going to get a drink of water.
I'll get you a drink of
Oh,
water.
I have my drink over there.
Okay, sounds good. I'm getting it.
All right.
By the birdhouse.
Okay, so my assignment is to talk about the color palette, right?
Yes.
So I was mentioning earlier that we really wanted to expand on the idea of having super pigmented metallic colors, and some of these. So all of them, we wanted to have a magical.
This main screen. I just want to see you, big you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So all of these, we wanted to have a magical effect. So like the dragonfly wing, which is really gorgeous. I don't know this one. It's got a color changing effect to it, 2 shades within it. And then all of them have just really beautiful pigmented finishes.
Sorry,
And
I'm
based
distracted.
on-
I'm getting Ainsley a drink.
Based on metallic, yeah. You know what? Background stuff is always
It
like
kills me.
Yes. So based on magical creatures, fairy tale, fantasy, really everything that we love, and an explosion of color. So metallics, shimmers,
Explosion is right.
yeah,
Oh my god.
everything that you would
Wait, did you
need
guys
to
call each
fill it
other
out.
today?
No.
No, that's just the magic of lives.
You guys.
It happens every
Yeah.
time somebody matches. I'm usually matching with Mackie though.
So next week I'll be publishing a blog post. It'll feature close-up photos of a lot of the
You
things
guys,
that we're
isn't
demoing
she,
today.
Like, gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. You're
Such
sweet.
A pretty sissy.
And then off of a few of these pieces that I showed you today, just showing you how you can use the effects to create jewelry. So that's coming next week.
And did you do the blog post and did you represent a color on everyone?
Every
also?
single one,
Oh,
yes. So we have like swatches of all those, and if you go there, you're gonna see a really accurate representation of the pearl. Because my bottle actually was.
Yes. Okay,
it was good. So
good. I think I don't know what happened. We'll see it on.
It's fine.
all
We're
the-
good.
I wonder if do we have another demo bottle of the Pearl Sawyer that we played with?
We looked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Pearl's great.
Yes,
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's beautiful and just as pigmented as all the rest of them. So
Awesome.
excited to play. So should we start making? What do you think?
Maybe what you could do before you do that, Jean, can you
Yeah.
also talk about when you were working with everything? Could you tell them about some of your favorite mixing combinations
Oh,
before we get started?
Actually, if we can
yes,
we
I'll
can
pull this
slide
forward.
that over so I can remember. You know what's funny is
Well,
that
there's so many.
we do so much experimentation. Actually, this one I kind of remember because it's more recent. I can hold it up in front of the
And I
camera.
specifically want you to talk about this one.
Well, you did that
no,
one.
no, but you were. I
So-
did it because you told me to.
This
Remember?
one's preview one. What's crazy is that these leaves are just one color.
Here, I'll get it.
What?
Yeah, those are one iridescent color.
You're kidding.
Isn't that
What
crazy?
Is that one? Oh, and you just
Peach.
put resin?
No, that's just paint. The middle one is a combination of dragon's wing and neon of the day glow green.
You mean beetle wing? Dragon's wing?
Dragonfly wing.
So
Oh,
it's gonna
dragonfly
seem
wing.
kind of crazy today because we normally do this really crazy demo of paint, but because they're so intense, we're actually not going to be painting anymore. We're just going to describe every finish that we got. So
You know what? If we want to, we can swap to this screen as well and
Yeah.
kind of see.
I can do
Right?
the hands for you.
So that one actually does use this elderberry that you were talking about.
yes,
So this is an ombre of all the blues. So you've got your
This one
mermaid
also, right?
fin, and then you have your so you have mermaid fin, and then there's the beetle wing to create that ombre, and then there's a little bit of iridescent aqua, and then the topper is this elderberry stain, which gave it this really rich feeling. So when you layer a metallic with a stain over it, you get all of the dynamics of the color and the depth that the stain brings out in the details.
so would you describe that the aging agent
Yeah.
of the elderberry, would you describe that as like you just put it on to antique something with a purple flare?
Yes. Yeah. So,
So,
it brings out the details,
like
but
this
like
one right
like
here,
that
Angie,
one
and
that
put
you
this-
made.
Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, when I was doing that one, I kept thinking of Maxfield Parrish.
yeah.
Maxfield Parrish illustrations and paintings, because that was a very similar paint palette color. That is not an easy palette to achieve.
No.
Is the Maxfield Parrish.
And then do you have some dragon eye in here too?
Yes,
Is that
and I
with the
have
coppery?
iridescent peach in there
and
also.
do you also
yeah.
have matte,
Matte
brass?
brass.
Yeah.
See, you guys could see it.
Right, and
You're
swirled
starting
in
to
there.
see.
Oh, it looks so good. Like the way that you have it vignette.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was super easy to do also.
So for these, it almost looks like I've used Pearl X powders on it, but these are the paints. So that means that they are just
So much pearl in them.
permanent, right? They're that pigmented. So I started off with some of the purple. So I've got the griffin wing and the fairy wing. and it looks like we've got mermaid fin in here as well. And then they're just kind of like buffed together. So you just work in layers and do thin coats, and then you see this really amazing magical effect.
I really, really love that.
Ainsley, do you want to tell them what you did for these?
So did you do that also
Yeah.
on these, Ains? The very similar?
Yeah, we use very
Yes.
similar colors here. There's just one little difference. So we have our beetle wing up at the top, and then it's blended into our mermaid fin at the bottom. So I just kind of just tapped it with my brush on the top, tapped it on my brush on the bottom, and kind of blended them together to create a little bit of an ombre-ish effect. The difference here with this one is I kept it sectioned, where this is all the mermaid fin, this is all the mermaid fin. Down here is our beetle wing, and it's nice and blended in here. And then in the face that she has here, she also has our matte brass and just a little bit of our iridescent gold in her face, just to add a little more dynamic to there.
Okay, so this one, even though it looks like a lot, it's really a 2-color process where we've got just a couple of our pink colors in here. So we have some Dragon Eye at the top.
You
And
can
then-
even hold it. You can put one. Ainsley can hold one, and you can hold one up into the camera here,
Oh, yeah.
forward a little bit, because then they can see it at different angles, like
Right.
from a distance. Oh yeah.
Right, so this one is just fading into each other, 2 of the metallic colors. So we have the Phoenix Wing and the Dragon Eye.
I
So
love
they
that
really
ombre.
blend together.
Also, we
Really well.
also said about this set is it's very ink.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
So
Jean,
you
can
can
you
get the
hold
inky
this up,
effect.
like in like you would wear it as a piece of jewelry, so you can see how vibrant it is.
Yeah. What's really great about these pieces is that they stand out.
Yes.
And that's something that our colors do that a lot of other paints do, is when you mix them, they retain their color integrity.
Yeah.
They don't really get muddy.
Yeah.
So you're gonna still see, this is probably a good example of that too, is this just pour paint technique, which we've shown a few times how to do that.
So I can describe to you what is in
That
this.
one
So what we
is
wanted to do with this one is we wanted to do a raku effect on amp. So on like yerba or caffeine. So we took the complementary tones
It's
and
just
we
the
did
U version of
the
it.
me version. Okay, so the colors that are used in this are the matte. Okay. So we've got beetle wing, and then we've got dragon's eye, wherever that is,
That one, you want the
here, and matte brass, and I actually used some of the Day Glow orange. That is that combination right there.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
That, I think, what do you guys think? Class on this one, right?
I
Class
absolutely
or
can.
a full live? Maybe a full live paint party.
Yeah, we absolutely can do that. This one is it's really fantastic as far as like you can see. I'll try to bring, yeah. Can you see like the fiery effects in? I know we've got a lot of hands going in here, but there's a lot to show. I wish you could see this in person. You guys will make it.
It's really beautiful.
Yes, they will be really beautiful. Okay, and Jean did are there any other paint? Here, this one. This is also a
That's
pour
pour
paint.
paint as well.
So you want to hold those up together? So those are a pour paint, and then that one is a resin. And we've got the iridescent peach, matte brass, dragon's eye, and I did put the purple jade in that one.
This one looks like you can, because it's the resin, it looks like you can literally dive into it.
It's just like a
You
pool,
like
right?
wish you could go like live there.
So I would
It's
say
like a little fairy pool.
that these pieces that we did as example pieces are a preview of what's to come in coming weeks as we
We'll do a repeat.
create smaller sets and we show the techniques that we developed, because we can't do all of them. So today's kind of like a preview of the things that you're going to learn.
Monica
As you keep
said
tuning
yes to a class.
Okay. So this one is really beautiful. You're gonna get this gorgeous, let's see if I can find it in here. This is a vintage piece, and you're gonna get, I would consider wrapping this, guys, or turning this into like a button or a pin or something. But the piece that you'll get is like that. You're gonna get 2 of them. And all I did with this was I put iridescent peach on the center, and I let it just settle into the cavities of the design, the recesses, I should say. And then I just went around the outside with a tiny bit of the Day Glow stain, Day Glow coral stain, and the Dragon's Eye. So that's only 3 colors right there.
Oh, then we did the matte brass in the center.
Did I say matte brass? Oh yeah, and then you topped a tiny drop of matte brass.
So
Because
Stephanie
you can see the
was,
2 colors there.
Yeah.
Stephanie's asking if you get brushes with the full set. You get
Yes,
the full
you do.
loot, all
We already got
of
2
these.
answers from the
We're later.
Awesome. Yes, it's
You should be earlier because I'm on my phone.
No, we are delayed. Really delayed. Your phone
So
is a little
this
better.
is another example. This is just how the art metal looks with only the iridescence colors on it, like we showed on the copper.
Love that.
Like, so if you have any art metal pieces, if you can get your hands on one, it really does a dynamic finish on
And
top.
what did you do for this one? Because
So
this
this
way
one-
different than a lot.
Okay, so this one,
Did you say that this
there
one
was a pool of neon green.
Similar. Type
This
of
one had a
feel.
pool of neon green, and then I had beetle wing and dragon eye. So just 3 colors. Oops, sorry. Getting distracted here by all the prettiness.
Look at your guys'
So-
hands. Like they don't begin and end. You guys are like a cute little octopus.
Except for
twin.
her nails are a lot prettier than mine. So yeah, this is just 3 colors, even though it seems like a million. And
Oh, just 3 colors?
Yeah.
What are they?
so it's the Day Glow green,
Oh.
and then beetle wing and dragon eye.
Okay, because it's
Yeah.
the blending. That looks like.
They mix together.
You know what that looks like? It looks like copper.
Yeah.
You know how copper just sits in something and it
Yep.
crusts and get that amazing like fiery green.
Yeah. So what's great about so we have this, obviously we have the paint version and the stain version you get here. When you mix it with a stain, the metallics, it makes it flow like crazy.
I think that as long as we're talking about the neon green and the amazing
Oh,
properties it has, let's bring these 2 and then I want to talk about, and those 3.
Yeah, this
And
one
I
too.
want to talk about this antiquing finish after that. So I'll pop in for that.
Ainsley, why don't you talk about this one
'Cause you did
because
that,
you
right, Ains?
did several
Yeah.
layers of colors on that one.
So for this one, I actually used our gorgeous beetle wing, and that's all over this body, all the way down here. Then I have little touches of the griffin wing, of our iridescent aqua, our phoenix wing on their beaks here, and then down here we have our neon green that I blended into our beetle wing, and then we have little strokes of matte brass over top of that neon green, and then also little strokes of our iridescent gold. And so this was a pretty labor intensive
so
piece.
amazing.
Very labor intensive,
you just
but
kept on
it's
adding.
just-
But you
Came
know,
out
so
amazing.
Ben has an Etsy shop, and sometimes I will do some cold enamel. This is called a cold enamel process, guys. These are vintage paints, but they are cold enamels. That's kind of the properties. Anyway, so I will take a piece like this, and I will, let's say he's selling it for $8, and then that one would be more because it's the double peacock. But then he will sell it for $20 after I just slap a couple paints on.
Right, and you
And
do
it
like
flies.
10. You do like 10 at a time,
10
so
at a
that you
time.
have stock.
So
right?
boom, you got your $200.
It might like to do
Just
just,
like
a
that.
one-off will take a little bit of time, but you can do 10 in the same time that you do one.
Yes.
Because it's the layers, and by the time you finish with one color, you can start with the next one. So, for production, it's pretty quick.
So I think
This one has
yeah.
like all of the purples and blues layered to get that really dynamic. This almost feels like, you know, those Christopher Radke ornaments,
oh yeah.
like Christmas
Yeah,
time with a
right.
really super shiny feeling.
Yeah, because there's so much iridescence
And
in
then
there.
the green, any of the greens you
metallic.
see, because this set actually does not have a metallic green in it, because we already have it, are from the neon. So those leaves, that's what's bringing the green color out.
Yeah, don't think of neon green as you're just gonna put it on.
This has some like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's got coral in it as well.
The neons are the ultimate
On the base.
brightening tool. If you have neons at home, you guys mix them with all the new iridescents, and you can mix them with matte brass. There's so much you can mix them with,
So beautiful.
and it just brightens everything.
I'm gonna trade. This was another really intense one that you did, really involved.
Did you use the detail brushes for that one?
Yes. So the last one and this one I used a detail brush.
This one as well, right? Because you did the little.
Which comes in our daily
beak.
loop. Yep, that's why I said the last
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
And that's all included. You get 5 of those detail brushes.
Yes, different sizes. So this one I started off with this rose section here. I began with our phoenix wing over top of the leaves, the flowers, everything. Then I went over with beetle wing over top of that and just on the leaves, and then on the flowers as well. And then I did another layer of our phoenix wing over top of the flower. And then in the very center, there is some matte brass. Then this whole edge is matte brass. So all the way around in the border. Then we have our dragon's eye over top of all of here, blended in with some matte brass. And the edges do have some of the Dayglow coral blended in to the dragon's eye. And that's why this piece is very, very dynamic. Oh, and then I did add, actually, I forgot to say, griffin's wing in the middle of these like deeper areas here.
What's really cool is that we have the images up on the live shop. So if you look at the paint party pack, you guys will see the images and be able to follow without having to remember this live. So just go to the vintageliveshop.com and go to that image. It's called the Ultimate Shimmer Giant 33-piece paintable jewelry pack.
Is this our last one we need to talk about?
We have just a few
I have a
pieces
couple more,
we
and then I'm
haven't
going to come
shown.
in and talk about this.
This set again,
love
it's
that.
just a few colors. I think maybe I had like 3 colors in here, maybe. Which
Has
would
a little
be
raccoon feel
the
too,
the
doesn't
beetle
it?
wing and the dragon eye
And matte brass,
a
maybe?
little bit of aqua iridescent.
Oh,
I
really?
think.
Whatever you did with this, that has a really cool
Yeah, well, so
pairing
this
feel.
one is all of the iridescents, just right. So they all they all
Complement
coordinate
each
and
other.
complement each other because of that tying factor. But some of this is like your metal coming through the copper on the. Look at that! Oh, look at that! How luminous it is!
You know, it's crazy.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Did you explain your fairy here?
That one is really, it's just layering colors.
So why don't we just show those real
So
quick?
I can show these couple they're just colors layered. So you've got some metallics and neons. So it looks like I have a neon green and a mermaid fin in there, and then a little bit of one of the purples, and then some iridescent on top. I think it was iridescent blue actually. That's giving that, that's giving that look to it. Because the iridescent blue is a little bit more of a cool blue. So it's got that feeling. And then this is just iridescence layered as well. Look at that. It's just like a piece of carnival glass or something.
So
Just amazing.
we're going to, after I explain the last one.
Well, I also have one.
Oh, you do that one,
Yep.
and then I'll do this one. And then, guys, you know what we're going to do? We are going to, each of us, pick one or two of our favorites, and we're going to demo those live for you. So, Ainsley can pick your favorite. Jean, I'm clearly going to do the amped up version
yes.
of the Raku, and this one I'm going to explain in a
I'm gonna do
minute.
this one. I think that's pretty dynamic.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Yeah.
And then Ainsley gets to pick which one she's gonna do. She's gonna bring it in, rein it in at the end.
Bring it home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pop on, then Jean, then Ainsley.
So
Sounds
this
good.
one is our butterfly wing, and I have it over here and here on just these like little edges here and the stems. Then I have our griffin wing here with a little bit of the more of that butterfly wing in there. Then we have the phoenix wing, and then a little bit of that griffin wing in the very, very, very centers of those flowers as well. And I did some iridescent gold on this outside part just for some extra shimmer. And a little bit just in the touch of the centers there.
Okay, awesome. And then the last one we're gonna talk about is this one. So I mixed pearl and I think the paint version, neon
Neon
green.
green.
So I mixed pearl and neon green to create the green color, and then dragon's eye. And that's it. And I'm going to demo that, and I'm going to demo the amped up version of the Raku.
Do you want me to show them the other side?
Yeah. That one was a fun one. We did on that side, because I always like doing two sides, because like a reversible thing. So I've got matte brass, I've got dragon's eye, and I've got beetle wing, and the purple jade, or fairy wing, and that's it. I think fairy wing right here, maybe a little fairy wing, mermaid fin, dragon's eye, beetle wing, and
Matte brass.
matte brass.
Makes sense.
I love those.
All right, should we let...
All right, so I'm gonna quick demo, give Ainsley a break. You know, that kind of break.
Breathe for a minute.
Yes. Okay. So I am going to quickly demo to show you how fast. Oh, and by the way, I'm just gonna look really quickly and see some of your questions. I work and I forget which paints go with the metals I purchase. Could be aging also. Guess what? Any paints go with any metals. This is just, we demo just to give you some ideas, and this is just kind of our inspo. But I know a ton of you have been on DIY with Vintaj, and you've created combinations that we would have never thought of and love, and we love seeing them. So you can follow this verbatim, or you can just wing it. And, you can wing it and do your own color combinations. Don't ever feel like you have to subscribe to the same exact thing that we do. So I'm going to show you just kind of a fun little antique-y thing. Oh, Diane, is that how you say your name? Diane? That's a cool way of spelling it, Dyann.
Oh, yeah.
So we order the paint set on the live shop. Do we get free shipping? So yes, you can order the loot. That's cart 100. That is all the paintbrushes. So the silicone, the detail. So it's 15 brushes. You also get 4 bottles of resin. You get 2 or 3 silicone mats. 2
Two.
silicone mats. You get the Vintage reliefing block. You get all 33 pieces of vintage and vintage and artisan pieces, which is this packed full giant packed full bag. There's even some Miriam Haskell in there. You get exactly that. Sawyer's gonna tell us how many. This is like dumping this out. No, I mean how many are left of the of version 1. And then you also get all 22 paints. And basically it's like a huge discount, like 65-70% off on some of it, 75% off on some of it, 20% off on some of it, and then another $50 off.
Right.
So
it's almost like it's like getting the metals almost all completely free when you order it all together. And if you're like me, you leave your brushes in the water or you leave them out on your mat and it's time to replace them if you already have them.
refresh your brushes.
Or multiple sets.
$199 for the loot.
It's
and we
really
do have
a
it in the
deal.
comment.
And I go through the paint and I go through the resin really quickly.
Yeah. So this is the ooh, I put a lot of neon in that. Look at me. Ainsley's so dainty. And I'm like, okay, so I just mixed pearl and you know what, I think before I use the stain, so this will be really fun. Neon green.
That's probably why it's a little bit more pigmented.
So this is neon green. And then here's the pearl. Okay, and I just mixed those two. And before, for this one that's more muted, this like more muted look, I used the Day Glow because that's gonna be more translucent. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with the full throttle.
Look at that.
That's stunning. And that's all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, ooh, guys, I'm loving this.
It looks like fresh moss.
Yeah, it does. I love that spring green, you know? So this is gonna be a different look, but it's gonna be an amazing look. So I'll have to bring that down here. I'm loving it already. And I'm gonna take the Dragon's Eye. You know, I'm so much of a different painter. I like to pour and, you know, scoop really fast. It's kind of like what I do, and I rarely wipe off my brush. I don't know, did I wipe that off?
Yeah, you wiped it off. You didn't rinse it, but you wiped it.
Oh, I just, lots of times when I'm painting, I just go like this. If I'm gonna blend and mix already, I like to have that extra blend. So I just kind of follow along the lines here and I let it work its magic, you know? Just a different look. And then it's just, this is not precision because you're really doing more of a feel than a precision detailed paint. So you could definitely do more of a detail like with that, but I wanted a brighter version of this, and I'm still gonna knock down quite a bit of the bright green color by adding this gorgeous Dragon Eye. This Dragon Eye is such an incredible version of the copper, that coppery, fiery look, but our antique copper is more muted and just a little more subtle. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull all this together by doing like some outlining stuff. And then I can't wait to see what this looks like at the very end after I use the reliefing block that somebody did some super cute marking on that. Maybe was that you, Mackie? What'd you do on this? Who did that? Somebody was like talking probably. Or was that Mo?
That's a Mo thing. I don't destroy stuff like that.
Look how cute. That's not destroying.
I
That's
thought it was maybe
art.
no. It makes it look like modern block letter
I
printing.
actually really liked
Yeah.
it. Okay,
I
so
thought maybe Sawyer did it, and then I looked up close, and I was like, I thought it was Mo.
while this
I realized it was hers.
while this is still a little wet, I'm gonna do the unthinkable and go over it so we can get that really cool. Now you blend it all, it's all blended in. So you get a very similar, so I'm gonna show you. Don't be afraid of doing that, guys, when you're, when things are drying, because you can let them dry as they are, but you can also get this really aged look by going over it, and your block is going to get a little paint on it. If you want to, you can just, you can dab it off so it doesn't dry on there. But look at the highlights here. So this is the stain version that I did not, I only relieved this after it was dry. This I relieved during, using the paint version of what you guys just saw me demo. And I like them both. They're really beautiful, and I love these little pops of green. What do you think, Jean? Do you like that little pop of green?
Oh, yes.
Just like the fiery pop of green. So that's
So
how you
pretty.
get that technique. You could definitely let stages dry, but I'm impatient and I don't. Okay, now the last one I'm gonna do is the fire torched, we'll call it Raku fire torched. So we're going to use the Phoenix wing. We're gonna use the, sorry Jean, I'll put it back.
I kind of have it memorized now.
Okay. The beetle wing, we're gonna use the neon coral, and we're gonna use the matte brass and the dragon eye. So that's the colors for the vibrant Raku effect. And this is just a really fun technique. So I'm actually going to come in a little bit here because I really want you to see how these colors are gonna swirl. And I actually do have a method that I use, and I love putting these on in the right order. And I'm going to clear this tip because, as you guys know, our paints are resinous, which make them so awesome. And they're self-sealing, and they also seal in the tip, but that's not a bad thing. We've learned to love it so much. Okay, so I'm gonna put on some of this gorgeous Phoenix wing. I always use pink first. Then I come in with the coral. And I think this sample, Jean was saying, they're going to be more, it's going to be more,
A little bit
more
yeah.
pigmented. This is like a little, I don't know, we had a weird mix here accidentally. But I'm just going to be using this for color. So it's okay. Let's see the stain. We might have even, it's very similar. You don't need to, you can use this stain version also, the Day Glow Coral.
Yeah, because our original Raku is with a lot of stains.
Yes, and this one, what the heck? Oh, there's something underneath there. I'm like, why is that?
Defective.
Okay, and then we have the beetle wing that I'm gonna pop on.
Something about the metallic colors, you might notice that they settle a little bit quicker than the other colors. That is because they are so heavily pigmented.
Yes.
So that's why we mix them up every time, is because you want all those gorgeous pigments to mix with our permanent formula.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll see that I'm adding in some of this beetle wing. And you're like, how is that gonna turn into that? Well, believe it or not, it does. It's crazy, but it does. Then the next one I use is the Dragon's Eye. Oh man, this is where it gets really great.
It's your last step. I think I'm guessing what your last step is, and it's gonna marry everything together.
It's gonna marry everything together. Yep. And I don't just do one coat, I do a couple coats and I just let it go. Now this is the magic, is the matte brass. And this is the one that just goes, are you kidding me? I needed you. They've just been waiting for matte brass. It's like having this color combination without Mackie. It's like all of us without Mackie. She's like the one that pulls it all together at the end, but you know, we can't have it without, oh,
Can you
look at
believe
this.
we waited this long to have the brass color,
That's unreal.
right? Well, I think we were very focused on doing everything on our brass, so we didn't need it. But now that we're doing pottery
Yes.
and art projects
Yeah.
and metal that's not brass, a lot of different things, it really is necessary.
Yeah, then just pop your bubbles. If you ever feel like there's a little too much of a certain color, just go over it. But guys, this will dry very similar to that. And if you want some texture and effect, just leave your bubbles in there, and they'll have little drops, and they're really beautiful. So you can see we do this a lot. We pull we pull with the back of our brushes a lot, blend the colors, and just look at, oh my gosh, that looked like it was just a meteor trail or something. How it just, have some watercolor paper available too, because look at this pool. That is
Man,
Unreal.
that looks like that rainbow obsidian that I sent you the other day, doesn't it?
Yeah, we should do an effect with all of these,
We
like a
will for
gemstone
sure
effect.
do that.
Okay, this is like, sorry I have to do this, but Jean's gonna be up next, so I hate to do this, and I sure wish I had a piece of watercolor paper by me, but I don't, so I'll just see. I hate to use this paint.
Yes, for sure, Peggy. Peggy says now we need to stock up on metal packs. Yes, to paint with all of your
Absolutely.
paints.
Well, you guys, guess what's still up there at the live shop? Don't we have some bulk up?
We do have some.
And-
Those are going away very soon.
Yeah, because we're gonna have bulk up September.
So if you check your email, there was an email that went out for loyal customers that gave a special discount on what's left of the bulk ups. So check your email because they're going away very, very soon.
Oh my gosh, I can almost not tell the difference. Okay, if you want to liven up any of these, of course, do a second coat. This one you're not gonna need to. I think what I would do on this one, because it's getting pretty bold, is I'm gonna put my favorite color in, just a little more of that, and let that pool up, and see what kind of magic happens there. So you can always go in with more. If you do end up mixing with your tip like I do, sometimes it gets in there. Go ahead and just wipe it off with your little Clorox wipe. All right. I'm done with mine. And I'm just gonna, watch this. Watch how cool this is too. So you can drip it off like this too. If you don't want it to, if you want to move it and blend it and make it a little more muted, you can just pour right off of it. Okay. And Jean is up.
Right.
So,
You guys are stretching my brain remembering all the different combinations and color names. I think we did pretty good because they're new for us too.
well, we love
Just memorizing them,
memorizing
them.
them, right?
Yeah, that helps, right?
Yeah. Let me pull mine off of the page here. I'm gonna move this one, let it dry somewhere else on another. And move these. Those are already dry, by the way. That new one I just did. Isn't that crazy? How this is the new one and that's already dry. What else do you need from me,
Okay.
Jean? Do you need me to get rid of some of this color in here so it's not distracting?
If you want.
Okay.
So I think think this is what I used for colors. So we'll see if we need to adjust at all.
And you use the brass?
I don't, nope, but that's just the color of the metal showing through on
Got
the
it.
bottom here. Because we've got this gorgeous gold. So I'm just gonna put my colors out so that they're all accessible here. And we've got, so we've got beetle wing and mermaid fin, iridescent aqua. Of course, you guys knew that I had to pick this color combo, right? All the blues. Blues or greens, I love it. And then I have elderberry. That will come in at the end as a toner. So I may use the heat tool because I think what I did is first let this all dry. So I'm just gonna ombre. I guess I didn't really need to do two pieces, but
When I just looked at the orders, guys. Thank you so much for all your orders. You guys are really loving this, and it just really fuels our fire, doesn't it, Jean?
oh, for sure. I mean,
So
we
we've-
love it when you love it.
This is the most orders we've had all summer, and this just makes us want to create so much more content. I mean, I don't know. What about you? Ainsley, do you feel the same way too?
Yeah, I do.
When people
Because
are
it makes me
ordering,
feel
you're
more
like,
motivated. We're like, oh, okay, I'm actually doing something right.
yes, they love it, and we're gonna make more and bring more. So I mean, no pressure, guys.
Dry paper towel.
Yeah, I'll get you
I
some.
can't, not quite getting the other color off there. I want to make sure that we have enough. Okay. So tomorrow I have the master class, and I'm going to be doing resin with some of the new iridescents.
No way. And
Yeah.
Jean, are you gonna put some? You've got to be putting
And
some
I'm
of
gonna
these.
empty this out because this is pretty pigmented.
Some of these
Yeah.
on your Etsy shop.
Oh yeah, definitely. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be
You should tell them
showing.
what your Etsy shop is.
Well, it's it's just my style of jewelry. So
Yeah, I mean,
a lot
tell
of
the name.
a lot of earrings.
So they can go there.
So yeah, it's just the Sunstone on Maine.
The
On-
sunstoneonmaine.etsy.com. And Jean and Mackie also opened up a shop.
Yeah, what's Mackie's shop name?
Let me think. It is. Is it still Smackadelic? Mackie, what's your Etsy shop name? Okay, so
Smackadelic?
it's called Smackadelic. So it, yeah, Smackadelic. But I think they're changing the name. So, but go to smackadelic.etsy.com and the Sunstone on Maine.etsy.com for finished jewelry.
So I'm just gonna dry these quick because when we put the stain over top, we want these to be set first. So I had a request a few times ago when I did night market to show how I did some of the post earrings that I do on my shop. So I'm going to be demonstrating how to do that, and I'm going to show you how to make gemstone looking cabochons using the new iridescents tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Awesome, Monica. I'm excited to share with you guys tomorrow, and I will be coming to you live from my new studio. So we just moved, and I've been taking the last couple weeks to set up my office there, so that'll be fun. I'll have to take a little bit of time getting my camera and such set up. So you can see how we're just gonna wipe that. Oh, actually, you know what? That was a mistake that I just did that I forgot about, is if you
leave your metal hot and put on the stain right away.
It will adhere.
Adhere immediately. So this one's not gonna wipe off. So if we want that one to look like the original, we need to let this cool. But I can fix it, I think, by doing a little bit of more metallic over it. I kind of forgot about that, but that was your whole heat fuse thing, right, Ains?
Yep.
That technique where if you want it to instantly dry, heat your metal and then it auto fuses to it.
A nice thick coat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get
It just
super
fuses
opaque
directly to
colors.
it.
So Jean, should we ask how people like to order the most?
Oh yeah, what ordering experience? Let me see, is this cooled off yet? Let me give it a minute.
Do you guys like going to the live shop to order, or do you like ordering right from here on Carter?
Do we have the full day loop?
I know
accessible
a-
on the live shop?
I know a couple people said they like not having to leave the live. You know what I mean? Just to be able to, so they don't miss anything.
We probably will put the full day loot live up.
Yeah, if there's any left afterwards, we'll for sure do that for people who were coming in later.
Also, guess what we forgot to do? We were so super excited about the paint intro that after our trunk show last week, we forgot
Oh yeah,
to-
we didn't put the sets
We
up.
forgot to put the because we made 100, and so we only had time to sell 60. So we sold 60, but we have 40 that we'll be putting up. So trunk show sets.
So look at how just that elderberry changes and gives that depth. Just loving it. All
That
right,
is
Ainsley, I will
really
clean up
stunning,
my
Jean.
mess, and then you can come over and demo your piece. Do you know which one you're demoing?
I'm gonna do the peacocks for them.
Ooh.
I really love those.
I might do.
Jean.
I probably will do a simpler version of that.
Yeah, simplified.
Simplified, not as many like steps, but they'll be able to get like the same kind of.
How is it that every time I make a way bigger mess than anybody else on my mat?
Mine was pretty big too.
I think I just get so excited by the process that the paint just, I'm not very
You know what?
careful about it.
I normally soak up my extra paint with watercolor paper, so I never care because then
Right.
you can make cards, you can do really cool things with the watercolor papers. Oh, while Ainsley's getting set up, we could show how those pieces dried. These,
For sure.
because we get to see them, but no one else gets to see them.
My favorite thing about your paints stains is that you can goof and still make it beautiful. That is so true, Avonda. Like you guys watch us mess up all the time, right? Make a mistake and then make it still gorgeous.
I
Which
think it's the viscous nature of them that
Are
they
you
don't
using a-
stack heavy.
What are you using? A paper towel?
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You know
it's
how,
just
Jean, you know how some things,
stuck on there.
you know
Oh,
how
okay.
some things stack real heavy and
Yeah.
goopy?
Yeah.
Ours don't.
Right, they don't get gooey.
Because it's more like an enamel.
Yep.
The more layers, the shinier and the more
Mm-hmm.
opaque, not goopy.
Okay, so before you bopped in here, we were just gonna you wanted to show how some of the later samples
do
were
it.
drying?
I can
Okay,
do it, 'cause
all
I
right.
did that earlier, so.
Perfect. I'll let you pop it. Your hands are much prettier anyway.
Can you give me some dry paper towels?
Yes.
Most of the mess here is because you have all these colors all over the place in these caps.
Well, those aren't mine.
Oh, Jean, can we also need to mention, well, you're off. No.
Just a second, I'm just
Ainsley.
looking for paper towels.
Ainsley, we also need to mention that it is the paintable jewelry pack will be, Jean, are we shipping that back to Illinois?
No, that'll ship separate.
Okay, so the paintable jewelry pack will ship separately than the brushes, the resin, and the paint.
And a reminder, free shipping. We didn't say that
Yes.
today.
Yeah, that's
Always.
actually a lot for a
It
big
is.
pack like that. That's a lot. Free shipping.
Okay.
Don't you love how they've all dried? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And I just realized something, because the pearls, the one I demoed with, these, anything we mix the pearls with, the pearl, pearlidescent, pearlidescent one is more pearly
Yeah, it will be
than
more,
what we're demoing.
more dynamic than
Yeah,
that.
more dynamic.
Just look.
I'm just drying off this brush here that I'm going to use. It's a detail brush. This is 0 of the set that comes in the full day loot. Brush 0. We have our peacock, and I'm going to get started with our beetle wing. I'm just going to pull my example up so I can see it up here. I'm just going to pull this guy on here and slowly spread it throughout. So I'm just spreading this in all the areas that I have it. Sometimes I'll put little globs here and here.
Hey, Ainsley,
Yes.
are you just so excited? Because we couldn't have created this peacock color
No, I know.
before this release.
I know.
Because we just
It was
didn't
literally
have,
perfect for it.
Yeah, we just didn't have enough to do the full peacock effect. You know what? You could do a demo on a peacock, like the whole peacock set.
True.
We could call it what would you call it, Jing? Peacock plume or something, and then it would include all the colors Ainsley's using.
So many ideas for themes now, right?
Yeah. Would you guys like to see a peacock plume set of paint put together in the future? It could be, I don't know, a month down the road or more.
I'm making sure each of these feathers at the tops of them have that beetle wing color because I want just the tips of them to be the neon green color. So I'm making sure I have it nice and spread out over this entire piece. Super nice and pigmented in the body too. And making sure it's kind of like blended into the brass more.
You're having like a Bob Ross moment.
Oh my gosh, I
calming.
had my hand
dry.
right in that. It was dry though.
Which one is this? Oh, that's the iridescent blue or aqua.
Aqua.
Ooh, so
Just
beautiful.
drying off my brush. And we're gonna go in with our neon green.
I'm really excited for this fall because of all these combos that we're gonna create, aren't you?
It's gonna be amazing, especially with our dragon's eye.
Oh,
It's like the ultimate fall color.
it is. Okay, so we've said a lot of this, and maybe you guys answered earlier, but for those of you that are with us right now, do you have some emerging favorites? Like, what are they? Like, what are you most liking on screen? I know they're not in front of you, so you can't tell like the little properties. But what do you think?
So Avonda was asking if
Oh,
we can be made with used with the original colors. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they can. Yep.
We will be showing though, like as we go along, it's
Yeah.
not going to be just all new combos. It'll be new plus old.
New plus old.
Really, just gorgeous combinations.
Wait until you mix some of these colors with the originals, the vintage OG. We've had several releases since our very beginning one.
Yeah.
And every release that we're ever going to release will work together. They will all work together. But great question,
Absolutely.
Avonda. Sometimes we just make assumptions, you know, because we think that you guys always know this. So thank you for that question. Did you use any matte brass with that?
No, I did, but I haven't used it yet.
Oh, I just want to make sure you have it.
Wow, that blue is just glowing off the screen.
I know.
I'm gonna go in with the blue to see how I have the teensiest amount to help blend it more.
That's why I love those detail brushes, because you can just put on just
Look
a
at that.
super slight amount.
And I just want it to be nicely blended in here. Make sure I'm getting lots of that pop. Also, the blended color is amazing with that neon green. It becomes that very aqua-y, more punchy color.
And you guys, I am not kidding when I say it. I'll say it again because I said it earlier, but open an Etsy shop with just the parts. Get the pieces, get the bulk packs and paint them, because it is a cold enamel process just like was always done back in the 40s, and it's still relevant. And you can call it cold enamel because it's a cold enamel process, which just means you're enameling without firing. And because of the properties of the paint, this is that same process. And just sell them. Sell them as just that peacock pair.
So yeah, this is what the sample should.
That's
one
yeah.
coat.
Here,
It's really, it's
here.
like,
Hey guys. So Jean just pulled up what you're gonna see, and the pearl is right here. That's how it will look, even though it's not translating super well because we got a bottle that wasn't fully blended, or we did that ourselves, I think. Anyway, that's what it will look like. Thanks, Jean.
Yep.
But
All right.
seriously, I would sell this for $25, guaranteed.
And it looks amazing even just like this.
They're gonna get it for $2.
This is super
I
basic.
think this is even better than your first one because you're doing the combo again. You know.
Wait till she adds in the brass.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm now going in with our bristle brush, and I'm making sure it's nice and dry.
Peggy says, "Ain't no one getting my peacock."
She's like,
You know
I'm
what,
not
sometimes
selling it.
I covet my stuff. Like I will keep it at least for a couple of weeks and then switch out ear wires or whatever before I list it, because I'm like, oh, I need to enjoy it, right?
Now I'm gonna dry brush this on the very tips, very lightly. I just want it to go on the top. I don't want it to go inside the grooves. I just want it to be nice, nice and light. Look at that. I'm doing very light strokes. So you can see how powerful that's
Honestly,
already
it
going.
looks like, I can't even tell you. You know how you were talking about the inking, the
Yes.
inky properties? It does. It looks like it's airbrushed, like a whole airbrush piece. I would for sure sell that for $25 just for if you did those, like lined up them, if you bought a couple.
It'd be really quick.
Yeah,
That's just me doing really quick little flicks on there. And look at that.
it's gorgeous. And that's it. That would took you like 5 minutes for an extra $20 of fun painting. And you could make an assembly line.
I do a little dot here
I'd like to make $20 in 5 minutes. How about you, Jean?
in these eyes. little eye of these
It's longer
guys.
than that to sell something, a $10 thing on Marketplace.
Yeah, you guys go to the bulk up right now because it's gonna be there just for a little bit longer. Go to the bulk up on the Vintage Live Shop. Get a bunch of the bulk up because that is the cheapest you're ever gonna find any of our bulk findings, except for the warehouse sale, but that's about the same price. And these I think are even cheaper. And create your effect and put them on your shop.
I forgot to add a
If you
little
don't have
bit
shop, make it.
of that neon green up
Also,
here.
I think this, for the warehouse sale on Friday, we're gonna be doing maybe some, blanks by weight and some wood by weight.
Oh.
So that they could really experiment with those things.
Lisa's probably going to be shopping for the wood. She's been killing it.
Yeah,
She's been
gorgeous
doing
stuff.
the shibuichi those
Shushugi ban.
I always want to say shibuichi,
Oh, yeah.
but that's the shibuichi effect that you do, Jane. And it's the Soshugi ban that Sawyer created, and Lisa from the master class. Lisa's been making some really great pieces with the shows Soigiban.
Show Sugi.
I'm gonna say Soigiban.
Soiban.
Sawyer Jiban. Anyway, if you guys are a part of the master class, go back to Sawyer's class where he teaches the Soshugiban with the wood and pick up some of those wood sets on Friday. Can't believe we're having a warehouse sale already
I
on
know.
Friday.
Right?
Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
Corey's
Oh my
like, what?
gosh.
She's like, oh my gosh, it's coming up so fast. And I'm
Yeah.
like, let's do by weight
Yeah.
stuff.
And we always switch it up. I think this fall Mackie might bring back some of the OAKs.
Oh,
I
OAK
know.
curated lots.
Yes.
Ooh, that would
Yeah,
be
she
exciting.
might.
Designer curated.
We'll see. We'll see how she feels.
Tell us if you want to see those.
Just gonna do a little dot in his.
We're very seasonal. We change things up seasonally.
I think it's what you kind of get in the mood for
Yeah.
because I think in the fall and winter months you're kind of like the squirrel that's like
Kits and
the squirrel as in
oh, you mean fall?
you're bringing
gathering.
it, you're gathering all your
Yes.
stuff in, and then you're creating all in those
In the winter.
colder months.
Yeah.
And so you just wanna
Lots
make,
of chocolate,
right?
lots of hot chocolate, lots of cozy fire kit nights. There's so much. You know what? I love summer. This summer was like so hard on us because it was a fire season. This was historical. They say historical. I really hate it in the context of fire.
Like, this is the worst
This
that
was
it's ever been historically. That's
horrible.
what you want to hear, right?
Yeah.
so this whole summer I was not prepared for indoor activities. You know what I mean? So I just like cried a lot because I was like, I want to be outside and doing stuff, and it's all this smoke everywhere. Lynn Lober, she'll be able to. She had it the worst. She lives in Garden Valley.
That's Well,
That
actually,
was the hot zone.
you
That was
know,
like the fire
people
zone.
who we're buying our house from
Yeah.
live up in the McCall area,
Ooh.
and they said it's like you cannot even be outside.
No,
It was
I
so
know.
thick.
It was so sad, but I'm so glad because we had so much painting to do and fun things to do. But normally, Mackie's like rolling her eyes because she's like, try being pregnant and indoors all
yeah.
summer and fire dodging.
So
One day we had to drive to Oregon just to get
Wendy
her
calls
out
me.
of the.
She's like, well, I'm driving out of the state, driving over the border.
It was only an hour and a half, but I wanted to be really dramatic.
Okay, so I added Phoenix Wing. Sorry, that is right,
Oh,
actually.
have you
Phoenix
said
Wing to the beak, and then I added a little bit of the matte brass to the eye. Now I'm going to go in with a teensy bit of this Griffin Wing to add some extra dimension.
Oh my gosh, Ainsley.
I think we're through the worst of it with the fires.
Oh, it's
right?
gone.
Yeah,
It's
they're-
over.
They're done.
The
but
closest
it's like,
fire is 300 miles away now.
It's like I can actually see blue sky.
I know.
So that's a good thing.
We're gonna have a glorious fall, and we deserve it.
Yes, we do.
Gosh, because it rained for 2 days straight, which is the first time it's rained all summer.
Don't you think that
The whole
it
summer.
needed to
We didn't even rain.
cleanse? Like it needed to cleanse the air.
Yeah,
I feel like every
did.
time it rains here, it takes the ash out of the.
It did. 'Cause
the
otherwise,
air.
it was just like floating around.
Right.
And since we're in an El Nino, we were in El Nino, but no, we were in El Nino. Now we're in El Nino, which is hotter and less air movement. We're like, great. That's
Yeah.
like
Look at
not
what that
good for
griffin
fire.
wing did. Just like that tiny detail.
Speaking of on fire,
And
So
then we're
good.
just gonna add a little bit of our iridescent aqua in different places. We really wanna add some extra little highlights. I'll blend these in a second, but I'm just doing little, spreading it out a little bit.
do you feel like sometimes you're like a makeup artist too?
Yeah, it kind of does feel like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, question: is there anything? Because
Some
Corey's still
extra
putting
glow.
together her selections. Is there anything you guys want to see for the warehouse sale that we haven't done yet?
And then last
Pop
but
it
not
in here. It's
least,
your last chance to let us know.
Yeah, cause stock up for when you get these shipped. Cause these will
Iridescent
be shipped out in a week. The pre-orders.
Oh, Peggy's wondering if your grass is still growing, Wendy. Did it like get choked out by the fire or like
we do not have any grass.
no? But
No
like
way.
your wild grasses that were coming
No.
up.
No,
'Cause you were showing-
Well, it was 105,
Uh,
like all summer, and the smoke choked it all down. We just stopped.
no one else brought one of these today, right?
Yes. So we have harvesting weeds. Hey, but Peggy, you want to know what's really cool? And I might do an inspo from it. All of the desert sunflowers, they are in full bloom and they are dotting the entire landscape, and our yard is full of desert sunflowers right now.
that's cool.
Well, as soon as the smoke went away, they just like
It's so pretty
Poured
there.
out.
What I really love about your property is it always looks different. So
Yeah.
it's either in the spring it's like rolling in green, and then you get this like super deserty look in the summer, and then
Yeah.
the fall you get the
the
sunflowers
deep yellow hues,
Right.
like the
and like
harvest
in the
colors,
rusty kind
yeah,
of
and the rust.
colors. Just different all
And
the
in
time.
winter, it's like a winter wonderland.
Little like dusting of snow on everything.
Mhm.
And then I just flick some of that iridescent gold on there, and I'm done.
That
Delicate
is
bracelet chain. Monica's
gorgeous.
asking if we'll ever have the delicate bracelet chain on the warehouse
Oh,
sale.
tell Corey if you have a picture, send a picture of the link, and Corey might be
Yeah.
able to find a spool.
Messages of what kind what kind of chain that is.
That's stunning, Ainsley.
So this is the before, and this is the well, not the before. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't.
This is the original, and this
Turn
is
it over
the
to
one
the
I
back
just
side, though.
did.
Yeah.
Before, after.
I think there might be one in here.
So pretty. We don't have any of the Bella chains left, right? The beaded stuff.
Oh, I don't know. Here you
Ellen
go.
was
Ames.
asking about that. Oh, silver findings packs.
There's the before and after.
Maybe we have some overstock.
Silver finding
Silver,
packs would be
yeah.
good.
Do you want me to pop up the other codes because we didn't do that yet? Like
Yeah.
just so this is just gonna be our paint set code. So if you don't want to buy the loot, you can buy just the paint set, which is like $25 off or something like that.
It is.
It is,
Yes.
yes.
And
Yeah,
then
this is like an exclusive deal for this live. There will be a slight discount when it's launched on the website,
Just for
but
the bulk.
not this
this big.
steep, right?
So, and then this is our paintable set that we were showing you guys today and explained how we did each of these pieces. So this is a value of $250 plus, and you get it for $75. That's 70% off. So you guys can get that as well, or maybe you want to buy an extra. Limited quantities of that. And then our paint accessories, we also have. This is the one with the bristle and detail brushes, as well as a relieving block, silicone mats, and our little cute palettes. And then our resin UV set has 4 UV resins, the silicone brushes, and silicone mat. And that is all the stuff for today. I'm just gonna pop up our full day loot at the top again. And then do we just wanna say goodbye now? Is everybody ready for our ending?
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, Jean, do you have any purple on? I was the rebel.
Yes, it's in my jewelry.
Oh, I was a rebel. I have purple. I'm messing up your color combo.
Okay.
Oh, Sawyer, get in here. Wait, he
No,
is
I don't
green
have
too.
to.
Let me get out of here. You greenies go in here. It's so much prettier. And guess what the inspo piece is?
There you go. You painted with green.
All right. Bye.